Ah, hello. Okay, we're back. We are just finished 2 days in Bermuda. We had a sea day. Ooh. And we did a land day. So let's just talk about our 2 days in Bermuda. So this is on a 5 day cruise. This is days 3 and 4.
Yes.
So day 3, uh, we did public transportation. So it worked out well for us. You might have saved a little bit money if you wanted to be exact change. We just got a 2 day pass, made it easy. For the two of us, it was $64. Um, and then you can get on and off anything you wanted of the public transportation, which ferries and buses are the two transportation. So, day 3, we arrived at Bermuda about 10 in the morning, and we were able to get off pretty quickly.
Yep.
They actually arrived here a little early, allowed us to get off pretty quickly. We left the boat. Now, we knew what we wanted to do, so that we knew the first day was supposed to be better weather, so that was going to be our snorkeling day. And the second day, which was today, we knew was supposed to have some rain, so we decided to do that as more inside type of things.
And both were true.
And both were true. That is absolutely the case. So, here's hint number 1. If you're coming to Bermuda, I believe you can do whatever you want cheaper than doing it through a cruise line excursion. I just believe you can. We we really liked it. I felt extremely comfortable. I thought the public transportation was great. We'll talk a little bit about some people that we met here in just a moment. Um, so, day 3, when we left the ship, we went and we got our tickets. Um, and we were going up to St. George's. Then we were going to literally walk across the country. It's about a 20 to 30 minute walk, depending upon how fast you walk. We stopped at what's called the Unfinished Church. Beautiful, beautiful kind of relic area of a church that was being built, and obviously it was unfinished.
It's a decent hike.
It is a decent, and it's uphill, then it's kind of plateau, and then it's downhill to Tobacco Bay Beach. So coming back, it's uphill, a little bit flat, and then downhill back to the ferry. So we could have done that a little cheaper. The ferry is $5 per person each way, exact change. So we could have done it for $20. $5 each of us each way. So 4 trips, and that would be $20. We just did a 2 day pass, and it was $34 per person. $32 per person. I think it was $32.64 total for the two of us. So we had a wonderful trip over. I thought the ride over was very nice. Very pretty ride, actually. I mean, you can look out the windows and really see a lot.
A lot of colorful houses.
Yeah. A lot of pastels, white, pinks,
Yellow,
yellow,
orange, burgundy, blues, light blues.
Yeah, a lot of light blues, more pastels than the darker colors.
Yeah.
But they had a few darker colors. So we got to the ferry, and we got off the ferry. Now, I am a planner. I'll just tell you that right up front. I'm a planner. So I literally went on Google Maps, and I plotted out the walking from the ferry to Tobacco Bay and printed it out. That way I know I'm not going to get lost. Now, Carrie has got some asthma issues, COPD. How did you feel about the walk? Because that's really more about you.
Yeah, it was okay. I had to slow down a little bit going uphill some of near the end of it, but I made it in decent amount of time. I mean, I think we did it in about, what, 25 minutes?
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
Maybe a little longer. I don't know if it was much longer. So we stopped at the unfinished church on the way over.
Yes.
And a straight walk back. I have been told that you can get a taxi from the ferry and it'll take you to Tobacco Bay, or from Tobacco Bay and it'll bring you back to the ferry. But from my understanding, it's right around $30 for the two people to get a taxi. So we chose to save the $60 and just do the walking.
After snorkeling, my legs were a little tired, so I had to stop once to let them rest going up the hill from Tobacco Bay to the top crest of the hill. But other than that, it was fine.
So let's talk about Tobacco Bay itself. So that's where we chose to go. There's so many great beaches in Bermuda. I mean, I don't care where you go, you're going to find a fantastic beach. It is a trip that I think we would love to do again. Mm-hmm. We would pick different beaches. But we were at Tobacco Bay because we were told that it is online, as I did my research, that it was the best snorkeling, and we wanted to see fish. So we got to Tobacco Bay, and we chose to rent one chair and an umbrella, and that was how much?
$40.
$40. If we did two chairs and one umbrella, it was $70. But I got this. And let me tell you, this is a microfiber beach towel. So it shakes out the sand really easily. I just picked this up got two of them off of Amazon together. I thought it was fantastic, better than any beach towel I've ever had. Yeah. I just thought it worked really well. Really well. So we got there, we got one chair, we got one umbrella. You wouldn't have to do that. There are places you could just lay out for free. You wouldn't have to do that. But we just felt it was a little bit more secure because I had a backpack with all of our stuff in it.
And things seemed to be really safe.
It did. It did. I really felt like it was a very safe place. You probably could have just put a beach towel down and put your backpack on it, and I'm sure it would have been okay. But we did choose to rent the chair. They also have changing rooms there. Let me change that. They have, how would you describe it?
It's a bathroom with 2 showers.
Okay.
It had 2 stalls and 2 bathroom stalls and 2 showers. The ladies' room did.
And the men's, I changed it. The men's also had 2 shower stalls. Obviously, the men's had some urinals and then also some stalls for toilets. We literally just wore our bathing suit and stuff over there. Yeah. We did wear regular shoes just to walking because we knew we were going to do a lot of walking. Yes. And then we took off those shoes and put on water shoes. And then...
which is a good thing because there are a lot of rocks in Tobacco Bay. So if you go to Tobacco Bay, you'll want water shoes.
You'll want water shoes. I would suggest you get your own snorkeling gear. If you plan on doing it really ever again, it's going to be cheaper to own your own. In my personal opinion, I'd rather put my mouth on things that's only had my mouth on it. I know they clean everything, but when you're renting something, let's be honest, somebody else's mouth has been on that snorkel. Again, they're relatively cheap. There's multiple different kinds. Do your research, see what you like. I'll post what I bought, which we just had the face mask, not the full face mask, but the goggles and the snorkel. And mine, I also had fins, but I didn't take my fins with me this time. So, talk a little bit about the water. Now, we are here in September, so that's the end of summer, so it's going to be the warmest that the water would be, the ocean water would be.
Yeah, the water I thought was really perfect temperature, and it was very clear.
Yeah.
And perfectly clear visibility, straight to the sand. So, and like I said, there were a lot of rock formations.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of coral. A lot of coral reefs.
reefs.
We saw a ton of fish.
Oh, and it's such a variety of fish. Not just a ton, but a ton of variety.
We have done some snorkeling at Coco Cay. We've done some snorkeling down at Costa Maya in Mexico. We've done snorkeling here, and by far this was the best snorkeling we have done. Absolutely the best we have done.
And colorful fish. Oh, they were pretty. And all sizes, from really tiny to nice size.
Yeah. So when we got done with that, we walked back and took the ferry right back to Dockyard, which is where we were moored, our Royal Caribbean ship Liberty of the Seas, and then walked on back. So that was Bahama for that day. We'll talk later on in a different video about Bermuda. I always say the wrong thing. Bermuda for that day. We'll talk a little bit more about what we've done on the ship at a different video. And then today, so remember, you're docked overnight, so we got in at 10 in the morning. On day 3, you are allowed to stay until, you got to be back on the boat at 4:30 on day 4. At least that's the way ours. Understand, you do lose an hour of sleep. You have to move your clock forward 1 hour just before you get to Bermuda. So you're going to lose a little bit of sleep there. So you do want to be on ship time, because ship time, it doesn't care where it is, ship time is the time you have to be back.
Yes.
So today, day 4, the first day we went up to St. George's by the way of ferry. Today we got up early. We left the room 7:45.
Yes.
We got the 8 o'clock ferry over to Hamilton.
Yes.
We walked up, which is 5-10 minute walk.
Yeah.
Up to the bus depot in Hamilton. We took bus 10 or 11. You can take 10 or 11, and we went, where did we go first?
We went up to Crystal Caves, and got our wristbands to go into Crystal Caves, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was really, really pretty.
Now there are 2 caves there, Crystal Caves, Fantasy Caves. So one cave is, it was $24
for
each person, so 48. If you did both of them, it would have been $35 or $70 for 2 people. Fantasy Cave we did not do. And I felt good about just doing one of the 2 caves. It was fine with me.
The Crystal Caves has the path.
The boardwalk.
The boardwalk.
Or for the water.
Over the water, so it's kind of a floating boardwalk. Which, it's not floating as far as you feel it moving a lot. It's very sturdy.
But it does rise and lower according to the tide, he was saying.
Yes.
And we happened to hit it at low tide, which we'd had no problem walking.
No.
So if you go there, you get off at the Swizzle Inn. So blue, when you're at Hamilton and you're going north, you're going south to St. George's, that's the blue. So any blue pole. So you're on one side of the street, which if you're from America, remember the traffic is on the opposite side. When you're coming back, you follow a pink pole. So that would be the side that you use to come back. So we went up, down, whichever way it is. I get confused in Bermuda. I get confused in Bermuda. So we left Crystal Cave. So Crystal Cave has Crystal Cave, Swizzle Inn, Bailey's Ice Cream, and the Blue Hole, which is the Tom Moore rainforest area. So you can do all of that. You could spend a whole day doing that.
At one stop.
Yeah, you could do the whole thing at one stop. But we wanted to experience a little bit more. So we left there. So that was really good. We were there for an hour and a half. An hour and a half. So we caught the bus and we started heading back towards Hamilton. And we got off at
The Bermuda Aquarium, Natural History Museum, and Zoo.
So it's called BAMS. Bermuda is the B, Aquarium, Museum, Zoo, BAMS. And we spent about an hour and a half there, which was actually good enough. 2 hours was probably good enough.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It was rainy today, so we did deal with some rain, but it wasn't terrible. The rain would kind of come, stop, and we were blessed that it stopped a lot when we had to get on and off the bus, so we were pretty good.
And while we were in and out of the zoo and the aquarium and the museum,
so when we got done with that, we just took the bus. We came all the way back to the bus depot there in Hamilton, walked on back. We walked past Queen Elizabeth Park, and we spent a little bit of time there. I wanted to get some rum from Gosling's because it's right here in Bermuda. It's made here in Bermuda. So we went in there and I got a bottle of rum, and they deliver it to the ship. But you do need to get it before, in our case, 1 o'clock, because I'm telling you, the price changes huge. My bottle was, I think, $22 before 1 o'clock. We got back to Dockyard and we're walking around, and there was a lady in one of the gift shops, and she's like, "Oh, my husband wants to get some of the Gosling rum." And the lady said, "Well, it was like $36. And she said, "Well, in Hamilton it was," and the lady looked at her and said, "If it was before 1 o'clock, well, they'll take it to the ship. You have a different price. After 1 o'clock, it is a much higher price." So I would definitely, if you plan on getting alcohol, do it several hours before you need to be back. Or do it on the first day or whatever you're doing it. As far as public transportation, I will tell you, we were on the buses today, and I just thought the people were fantastic.
They were very friendly.
Very, very. Everybody says, we were there in the morning. Everybody says good morning, and they expect you to say good morning back. A very talkative, very, very friendly group of people.
Very conversational.
Very conversational. Absolutely. We had a great time. We love Bermuda. It is a place we could come back to. Even just fly here and get like an Airbnb or a Verbo or something like that and spend several days here. Yeah. We really like Bermuda. Lots to do here. I will tell you, it is expensive.
Yes.
Nothing is cheap. Everything is imported, so nothing is cheap.
No.
But overall, we would rank this as one of our favorite ports that we have stopped at.
Oh yes, there's so much more we would like to see and do.
And if you're a beach person, there's just so many different beaches. Yes. We didn't get to the iconic Horseshoe Bay with the pink sand. We didn't get there because we were way up at the other end. So we didn't get to see that. There's just so many beaches. So if you're a beach person, this is the place to come. If you like snorkeling, this is the place to come. If you like scuba diving, this is the place to come. If you like going out on a nighttime rum tour where you have a little drink and they take you out on a catamaran and stuff like that to see the nightlife, this is the place to come. It really has a lot of neat stuff to do. Not cheap, but a lot of fun. We love Bermuda. Anything else you want to talk about from the last 2 days?
Just different times a year. They also have whale watching.
Good. Spring is whale watching.
Yes.
So depending upon what time of year you come, different excursions would take place. Good point.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Well, we hope if you get to come to Bermuda, we hope you have as much of a fantastic time as we did. So thanks for joining us and keep watching.
Give us a thumbs up.